Well, welcome. If you don't
Welcome.
feel welcome, you're still welcome. Welcome. It's the Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast, the only podcast that
The
has
only
marketing
one
and
with both those.
beards.
Yes.
The only one that I know of or care to acknowledge. I am, of course, Jake the Wizard here with Mitch Barham. What's up, Mitch?
Keeping on, man. We're at the tail end of Black Friday chaos, and my God, are my cortisol levels ready to come back down?
If you had to, which platform are you most stressed about right now?
Results wise,
Yeah,
definitely Meta, because that's where everybody goes. So
Meta.
that's the one that's the most worrisome. And I've already had to pivot and adjust based on people's sales starting Friday or Monday. I mean, we're recording this on a Wednesday, so it's like already had to swap out creatives because things weren't working. But for the most part, everything else is going pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how things go Friday through Monday, because most people will run their sales then, and then it's just kind of that, like, trying to get 40 businesses, because that's how many we had for actually running Black Friday or Cyber Monday stuff. So 40 businesses all put in, all ready to go, all the creatives made, all the emails set up. We're all like feeling like it's Friday for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Well, keep that energy because we have a fun little
Mm.
new segment we're gonna do later this episode. But as we do here, we're gonna dive into marketing news of the week. Chat about that a little bit, and then we're gonna do our fun little new segment, and then lastly, of course, the 7 minutes of heaven, where we lovingly break down someone's website in hopes that it proves.
Or in the case of one
Shall we do the
website that you
news?
loved, they made it worse.
It's true. It's true.
Boom.
Next Steve, I'm calling
Boom.
you out. I said your name. And you're up the road from me. So if we want to like set up a fist fight, I'll lose, but
He'll
it
put it
will
on
be
TikTok live.
honorable.
We'll clip it. It'll be great.
I'll
Ooh.
bring my lightsaber from the wall, make it an
We can
unfair
set this
fight.
up for while I'm in, because
You'll know I'm
you
serious.
don't know this yet, but I am going to be in Phoenix like sometime in early January. Can't remember the days exactly, but yeah, so I have to come see you. But we could set this fight up for the same time. I'll record it and be like your hype man in the background.
Ooh, ooh. I'm actually just going to go stand in their parking lot every evening with the lightsaber
Oh my
lit
God, do it.
and my hood pulled up. Warriors, come out
I
to
love it.
play.
I am here for it.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's do some news.
I
Might as
suppose.
well.
Here's the news and
What
marketing.
else
It's
we got
all
going on?
crap. There you go.
Well, yeah. Search Console now has their recommendations module fully live to everybody. This means that if you get into Search Console, you may in fact see some recommendations of things that you might want to fix, improve, repair, whatever. If you don't see this, doesn't mean it's broken. It means you don't have any recommendations.
Means you're perfect.
Are they good? We have yet to see. This is relatively new information. So sit tight. I'm sure on a future episode I will be covering that, or if you're on my TikTok, I'll be there as
Yeah, I'm
well.
looking at some of them right now. They're kind of
But
interesting. They even include merchant listings.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. So it could be good, it could be bad, it could be neutral. We don't really know. Historically, Google is not great at recommending
As
things
that
about
one
Google.
meme on TikTok says, sometimes good, sometimes shit. We don't know yet.
Oh man, that is the truth. This is a fun one. Adidas sued this creator Tom Brown over using 4 stripes in his design, claiming that it directly infringed on the patent of Adidas's 3-stripe logo.
3 does equal 4, right? Okay, I'm with you. Yeah.
It does. It does. Well, the good news is that the court has sided with Tom Brown, saying that you don't own
That was going to be
stripes,
where I was going
Adidas.
next. Is do they all of a sudden own stripes? Do they own zebras? Do zebras?
Can you imagine if they won this? Can you imagine?
Would be ridiculous. Like it would be ridiculous. I have seen silly stuff like this go through in the favor of the court, and like me personally, back in my ecom days, I had another company try to claim they owned the color blue. I was like, cool, sue me. Like, I'll see you in court. You don't own blue, my guy. Like, I'm not ripping you off at all. But people get very possessive. I mean, I can see like where they're saying like it could be confusing for the consumer, but good for the courts and sticking with that, like you don't own stripes, because then that just sets a precedent that anybody that has 2 stripes, 7 stripes, 1,000 stripes, like Adidas owns it all.
Well, I was just thinking, why not take it and get everybody's Wi-Fi symbol on their
Oh,
phone?
there we go. There we go.
Oh man. Good news for those who have brands that might be somewhat close to someone else's.
I'm gonna go open a
There may be hope
stripe
for us
only
yet.
brand. Just it's all stripes. That's all it is.
Just Stripes. That's
Yep.
the name. JustStripes.com.
Mhm.
It's just stripes. One polka
That's it,
dot
yeah.
item, but if you
Yep.
zoom in close enough,
100%
it's just
polka
a
dots
series
made
of
of stripes.
Yeah. Stripe dots. Okay.
Oh no.
We're terrible. The WP Engine WordPress automatic Matt Mullenweg fight continues. I just did a video on this today of the next escalation in this. Last times we talked about this, if you don't know, let me catch you up real quick. Matt Mullenweg, the creator of WordPress and owner of Automatic, which is a WordPress hosting company, has been in a blood feud with WP Engine, a WordPress hosting company. Basically, he's mad that they don't donate to WordPress.
Basically a toddler.
Fair to be mad about it, but he's decided to swing his tiny bat at them and has pulled a bunch of shenanigans to include cutting WP Engine off from getting WordPress updates. They created a website that tells you what websites are hosted by WP Engine so that you can go get them off of WP Engine. Like if you're a service provider, you can go hunt those people. And in the latest fashion, they stole a plugin. Now, this is more complicated than you might think, but if you've never used WordPress, plugins extend the usability of WordPress. They do a cute thing, okay? And there's oodles of them.
Very techy.
Technical term, oodles. And so anyone can make a plugin and upload it to the WordPress repository. Everything in the WordPress repository is free. A lot of the plugins will do a premium version on the backside, like, oh, you want this one key feature that you really want this to do? Fine, pay us $50 a year, and we'll let you do that. But it's a good thing in general. One of the most popular is called ACF, Advanced Custom Fields. Honestly, the fact that ACF functionality isn't included in WordPress is kind of embarrassing for WordPress as a general opinion, but it is one of the most popular plugins. And what went down was that they have a clause that says if you don't patch a security violation within 30 days, WordPress can either pull your plugin or they can update it themselves, or there's a couple other options to them in there. So they triggered this clause on ACF, which is total baloney because they notified them on the 5th of the error. It was fixed by the 7th. Yep. That's 30 days last time I checked. And then they replaced it. So here's where it gets nasty. When they replaced it, it is very clear if you look at the code that they just used all the same code. Like all of the code says ACF in the code, even though they renamed it to Secure Custom Forms.
I like the old name better.
Duh. Here's the problem. They also took the Pro version code. That's a paid asset owned by ACF. Now you're saying to yourself, well, why do we care about ACF? Why does that matter? Because ACF is owned by WP Engine. And there it is. There's the big swing of the bat. So now this is going hard in the paint in the courts because they've officially stolen, actually legitimately stolen property from WP Engine. And there was a injunction that they filed to get Automatic / Matt Mullenweg to stop doing this stuff. And it looked like it wasn't going to go through, but then Matt had to poke the bear, and it looks like this is going to go through. I would suggest that if you are a WordPress user, don't jump away from it. Know that this is happening and maybe evaluate something for your next version of your website. Just so you get away from Matt's unlimited control of WordPress. The man has functionally the ability to shut down 38% of the internet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but for something that was ideally supposed to be open source and decentralized, it is quite centralized in all reality.
Absolutely. So there is a thing, we just talked about this, it's called forking, and it's where you take an open source project and you make your own version of it. This is very, very popular in the Linux space. There's about a jillion forks of Linux. And so you can actually take WordPress and make your own fork. Here's the problem with it. You have to support its security because WordPress is a very insecure platform when it comes to security. And they are constantly updating the security protocols to defend WordPress and make it usable. So even from that factor alone, maybe look at something else. So we're evaluating other platforms here at our agency, but just be aware that this is going on. Is it going to be an instant death like Carvana went under in like 6 months? No. I think it's going to be closer to Blockbuster.
Hey man,
but,
they still have one Blockbuster. There's still
you should
there's
know.
still one Blockbuster
The
out
more
there. They're
you
hanging
know.
on. They're hanging on.
Hey man,
They're trying.
Good for them. Good for them. There's a core update going on right now in the Google algorithm. It is supposed to usually wrap up around, 2 weeks. It's been going a little long. There's been high volatility. In fact, the volatility has been so interesting that they actually delayed Search Console results by 7 days to keep people from freaking the F out over results.
Feel like the core update's been going on since August.
That is the more accurate statement. We will obviously see what happened. I've seen volatility in the accounts that we manage, most up, some down, but also SEO is a journey.
Life
like
is
Lord of the
a...
Rings.
No, wrong song. Dang it. Never mind. Cut that out.
Oh man.
I did. I was going Life is a Highway.
The wrong direction there.
That was epic fail.
Yeah. See, a highway is straight and predictable for the most part.
This is like a dirt road in the backwoods of Arkansas. You don't know where you're going to end up.
It's like life is an LSD meth trip with people you don't know.
Now that could be fun though. But
in the advertising space, Google has updated their AdSense descriptions about what you can put in your ads as far as deceptive buttons. This is internet positive. So no more ads with things that look like buttons that are not buttons. That's going to get slammed down real hard, real quick. So if you're doing that, stop.
Please don't do it.
Although if you've been doing it, you're probably the kind of person who will push it to the limit. So you're a bad person.
You're the reason we can't have nice things.
And lastly here, Google may actually have to sell Chrome browser. There's been a bunch of people talking about this.
Dude,
it's been on the news, like
news.
Legitimate news, not just a tiny podcast.
What do you mean tiny?
But like,
we're like the size of Joe Rogan.
CNN.
Rogan.
Maybe bro.
But yeah, no, this is, sorry to cut you off there, but like this has been something we've been talking about in like my Google ads circles. Everybody's like, what's going to happen? Who's going to buy it? Are they going to spin it off like AT&T did back in the days when they got broke up? It's going to be interesting. And there's going to be a lot of loss in, I think the biggest fear is amongst marketers is the loss in tracking.
I just hold to the fact that Elon Musk is collecting companies like Pokemon cards at this point. X browser.
He'd probably change it to Chrome X. I could see like Chrome X or X Chrome.
Chrome X.
And then he's going to change MSNBC to MXNBC.
So anyways, I don't know what this is going to entail. We're still very far away from this happening, but the rumor mill says that this is most likely happening. So we will find out. And Android might have to
Dude, if they do that,
well, so
like, and I raised this question and thought process with a bunch of my Google Ads buddies and circles that I run in. I was like, if you're gonna break up Google, you better go break up Apple. Apple's got a monopoly on phones in the US. Like technically the definition of a monopoly is 51% market share or more. Apple has that. Their phones are a monopoly. The way they run their app store is just as bad as what the government was pissed off about Facebook for. It's like, how do you not go break up Apple? If you're going to break up Google and Android gets stuck into it Android gets stuck into the middle of it as well. How do you not break up Apple? You have, in my opinion, sorry, I know you keep trying to say something and I keep talking, but like in my opinion, to make it so tech is not controlled by three behemoths. The three big dogs need to be broke up: Apple, Google, and Facebook.
I mean, if we're going to talk about monopolies, there's
Oh, yeah,
plenty to
huge.
choose from.
It just kind of seems like the government stopped caring about monopolies. I mean, there's monopolies in banking, there's monopolies in beer, there's monopolies in tech, but I feel like so much of the world, I mean, banking and tech are two that I believe strongly the government should actually step in and break them up because they control too much of the narrative when it comes to stocks, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to information. You know, you got Zuck coming out saying, yeah, we were told not to let certain stuff be posted. Like, that's a problem. But so the narratives about things are controlled by these platforms. Nobody watches the news anymore. You get more views on your TikTok that in a day than CNN gets.
It's yeah. I don't know how I feel about monopolies because on the other hand, I don't love federal forced engagement
Yeah.
in the open marketplace. Like I wish just consumers would be like, "You know what? Screw these guys. Let's stop buying it."
That's the true
That would
libertarian way. I mean, like, really, I don't want the government to come in and save us because I'm far more libertarian than I am anything. Like, you know, I think the private sector can do a much better job at a lot of things and stay out of our lives, government. To your point, people don't realize it's funny because they'll complain about Walmart and then they'll go shop at Walmart. And I'm like, you vote with your dollars. So, like, but you're voting, you're supporting them. If we all went out and bought Motorola's, like, let's bring the sidekick back, you know, like that would kind of, or a Nokia brick. Let's go back to the old school Nokias that like never broke and you had Snake. Oh my God, bro.
Well, at least everybody would be armed.
This is so true. That is so true. But, you know, and again, back to the Monopoly thing, though, the question for you, which character do you always choose in Monopoly? Like, are you the thimble? Are you the old man? Are you the car? The game Monopoly?
I'm
Those
trying
are
to
the only
remember
ones I
all the
know.
pieces. I mean, see, I have a hard time getting people to play games in the first place, so I usually pick last. And I'm also an ironic picker when it comes to things like that. I always pick the dumbest one, typically. So, like, give me the iron.
Yeah.
And then when you lose, and I was the iron,
Good
on you.
Well, I'll get off my Monopoly soapbox now.
So
the government's going to do something, at least do it fair, but it's the government, so who knows?
yeah.
No.
It's not like we voted for those people. Okay, we've got a fun little segment here. I have a list of the top 10 advertising platforms. I am going to give you in a random order 6, and you have to place them in the list blind. Rank them 1 to 6.
So like top platforms.
So once you use your 3, you can't use 3
So I have
again.
to rank them 1 through 6, and like, what's the? Am I going by like most ad revenue, best place to market, just use?
Best ad platform.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just randomly picking 6. I had a ChatGPT do that for me, and we'll list the other ones afterwards. But we're gonna start with LinkedIn.
4.
LinkedIn goes into 4. Okay. All right. Kind of in the middle.
I really wanted to say 6. I really wanted to say 6, but I feel like there's probably some other worse ones in this list. So,
all right. Well, here's your next one. Twitter X.
6.
Twitter X down at 6. All right. Next one. Bing.
5.
Bing in at 5. All right. You got the bottom half of this list.
God,
I hope there's no worse ones on here. Next one. YouTube. Specifically YouTube.
3.
Putting YouTube in at 3. All right. You have slots 1 and 2
I don't like how your
left.
face looks right now, knowing what's left and what I have to pick.
Meta.
Yeah. Still the king platform.
Meta. And the last one for your blind placement list coming in at number 2. Snapchat.
I mean, actually, it's depending on your demographic. It's probably, yeah. Okay, it's number 2. I wish I could rearrange some of these, but yeah.
Not too bad. The full list of top 11 advertising platforms was Meta, Google Search, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, TikTok, Snapchat, Disney, Hulu as 1, Bing, YouTube, and Pinterest. Anything you'd add to that list or anything you'd take away?
I don't think so. Nothing really jumps out as like, oh, this should be on there. I mean, I think Twitter X is a trash platform for conversions. if you just want impressions and eyeballs and maybe some clicks, it's great. But when it comes to conversions, if you're performance based or you need conversions, it's still trash. That'd probably be the only one that I'd be like, why is this a top one? But that's just because I'm more conversion based than performance based.
Sure. So what you're saying is maybe if you're just launching a brand new product and
Yeah,
you just need a bunch of exposure, maybe run
100
some dirt cheap
100%.
Twitter
Yeah,
ads for a
it's great
while.
for, let's call it, brand awareness.
Excellent. I'm interested. We've talked about this offline, but Pinterest being on there. What do you think about
Pinterest
Pinterest
ads
ads?
are very underrated, mainly because like people, you got to think about it this way because how do I word this? Like it's a lot more top of funnel than people think because you're not going to Pinterest to buy things or like be in the buying mode. You know, you're
It's a
100%.
discovery
So
platform.
the buying cycle and how many touches you have to do through Pinterest is a lot longer, which I've experienced people not being willing to do that. I mean, it took for one business 14 days to kind of get good attribution and sales coming through. But it basically operates like Google. You know, you put in keywords, you can choose different pins, you can put in your own graphics. It literally operates like Reddit or Google. So it's a great place to be if you have the right product, you know, or service. Like even service based stuff. Like if you're a wedding photographer, why wouldn't you want to run Pinterest ads? You know, women are going to be on Pinterest the minute they get engaged, looking up wedding stuff. Like that's just it. And even if you're a tattoo artist, like why not locally advertise on Pinterest? Because people are going to be looking for tattoo ideas. Like that's where I have gone to look up ideas for one of my new, like a tattoo that I want to get, which is like very Viking-esque. But you get to see these just like amazing pieces of art to get some inspiration from. It's just very underrated.
Viking
How'd you know
inspired
that Hello
Hello
Kitty was
Kitty
involved?
tattoo. Yeah, I know you.
Yeah. No, it's I think it deserves a place. It's kind of like YouTube ads. YouTube ads are also very underrated. People just don't understand, and a lot of marketers don't understand, you know, newer marketers, that the journey and the clicks and the touches and that like how it plays a role, just like streaming commercials on Hulu and Disney. You're not going to per se get anything directly off of it. So if you're measuring your results based on that and not based off overall lift or incremental lift, you're going to be pissed off. Yeah.
Not to go too far left of field, but with Hello Kitty, have you seen
No.
Agretsuko on Netflix?
I don't even know what that is.
You should go check it out. I think it would
Okay, I'll have to
actually be
check that
your
out tonight.
vibe. The Hello Kitty universe, as a parent, I have discovered the Hello Kitty universe is actually much more diverse than you
Interesting. Yeah.
realize. Agretsuko is about a office worker in a dead end job and her absolute like vile frustration, and her inner monologue is
Nice.
all
Okay.
metal
Yeah.
music.
That would probably fit. Yeah. That's great.
But yeah. All right. Well, that's the list. Let's jump over to everyone's favorite segment, 7 minutes in heaven.
7 minutes of heaven.
There it was. There it was. All right, today we're coming after
Coming
Big
for
Boy.
you and your DMT.
We're coming
All
all
over,
over
just
your website.
I had some stuff to say back for that, but we'll probably get canceled.
All right. Well, it needs very little introduction. Here it is, Mr. Joe Rogan's website. Go.
I mean, I like the black. I hate that tiny image. I do like his header, you know,
Yeah.
or the navigation and stuff. But right out of the gate, I'm not impressed.
It's very well, I'm going to show you something here in a second
No.
about it that made me chuckle, but no text, no SEO, no introduction. If I was trying to learn who Joe Rogan is, not getting helped
Now,
here.
granted, it is Joe Rogan, and like if you don't live, unless you live under a rock, you know who Joe Rogan is. But from a website perspective, nobody knows.
Yeah, and this upper area could be much better utilized to show off the different things that he does. You could have some kind of like tabbed slider that shows a bunch of clickable items here. It's just
boring's
boring.
a good word for it. I feel like I need to take some DMT to enjoy this website.
Well, go on Joe Rogan and you'll be good. Then there's his podcast, which, you know, if you don't know that JRE stands for the Joe Rogan Experience,
It's
I
crazy.
know. Some text in
Please don't tell me
here,
that's as
rather
long as it
small.
is. Oh no, okay. I see it's got longer. Yeah, that is really small. I don't it's super condensed.
That's what she said. All
Bah.
of that. Here's about Mr. Joey. Again, this is just, it's so
Yeah, that it like
unreadable.
blurs, but maybe is that because I'm that old, or it's like an optical illusion kind of thing?
No, it's not. It's
No.
not fun. It's not fun. These are gigantic packed paragraphs. Like, do some
God.
paragraph breaks, dude. All of these should be links to the Wikipedia page for these
Mm-hmm.
things. Like, just simple garbage, man. Come on. And there's the
Oh God,
ending. What I wanted to
Squarespace,
show
Joe,
you.
Jamie.
Not just Squarespace. The free version
This dude's a
of
billionaire.
Squarespace.
They're on Squarespace. Free Squarespace. Jamie is
Free
not doing
squares.
his job. Jamie, pull up something on the screen and like, come on.
Jamie, pull up good websites.
Yeah.
Can you
Just Google
search for
good
good
websites
websites, please?
and do better, Jamie.
I saw this and I was like, what? Clicking anywhere else is literally just a scroll up and down the page. There's no more content here. We've hit the end of the content. It is a one pager that will redirect you to his merch store, which has aliens.
Hmm.
I don't
This is
know,
probably like a
man.
free Shopify theme or a free Squarespace theme. It's
Uh,
Shopify, CDN, yeah.
let's see. It is Shopify. So at least it's a
But that's
Shopify
definitely like
site.
the free Dawn theme or something.
I don't even want to
No,
give him my full 7 minutes. I'm
this is
dissatisfied.
not a happy ending.
Joe, call
Yeah,
anyone. This can be
yeah.
better, my man.
I mean, we get that you're Joe, but like, you're Joe. Yeah. Like, I don't know how
You're
else to say it, but
Joe.
like, you're Joe. Like,
You're
it
Joe.
should be better.
So, let's just say that I finished early.
They have medication for that. Yeah.
Do they now? Where can I find that medication?
On the line. Yeah.
On the line. Excellent. I will be sure to talk about it exclusively
I
on
think
my
you should.
next TikTok live
Yeah.
so that I can get banned. That was actually something we were going to talk about in our mastermind group, and we didn't the other day, which was the flagged
Oh, yeah.
keywords when you're live.
That happened to me earlier this week, I think. I get hit
You got
with it
hit
all
with
the
it?
time. And then they're like, you can't say the word election. I think I said president, and it flagged it, and immediately was like I get hit with the election stuff all the time because of how much the ads were affected by the election, and people are still like butthurt about that. And then I do a weird one. I said the word heroin, not like the drug, but like somebody was being like a female hero, and it flagged it for
Mm-hmm.
drugs, limited the reach because of that. It literally popped up and was like, this is no longer being pushed out. And we just watched the people drop.
Yep. If you are trying to go
Mm-hmm.
live, be aware of that. There are flagged keywords, and they are live
Oh, it happens within
transcribing
like 2
you.
minutes, if that. I mean, it's pretty instant. And on the
Mm-hmm.
TikTok live studio, it freaks me out. I don't know if it does this to you, but because it like shuts off your video for a second and then like flashes. I almost am like,
Mm-hmm.
shoot, did I just get banned?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you've been banned numerous times for baloney. I've been banned for hate speech when I'm talking about Facebook ads. You were banned because you went live too many times one time. Like, it's
Yeah, my favorite band though was one of my very early times on TikTok Live. I was on my computer and I had my computer audio enabled for my TikTok Live. And apparently I was sitting in my Discord channel, and my buddy, I don't know if any of you have this with your friends, but you're really good friends. When you greet them, it's an unkind
duh.
greeting. And so he jumped in my Discord and exclaimed some things
Nice.
that may or may not be sensitive words. And 2 minutes later, boom, banned for a week.
It's an interesting. It's pretty cool how it does that and flag stuff in real time. Like from a text side, it's neat. From a user side, it sucks because we literally have to pick and choose what words we say and how we say it.
Yep.
And then if
You have
enough,
to be
like
very, very
I've
careful.
probably I haven't been banned in a while, knock on wood, but probably in my earlier days, I was a little more aggressive with people asking certain questions or trolls, because I used to get a lot of trolls, and I would go
Yeah,
ham,
I remember
and then
that.
I'd get banned for like hate speech or something. And I'm like, what the? So, but enough, like they would probably report it. And then it happened quick enough after it that then I would get banned. But I haven't been banned in a while. I try to keep it not PG. I'm still say the F word a lot, but I don't attack people. I just avoid people.
I let my
Dude, we went
let my chat handle it now.
We went ham
Most
on that
of them
one dude
are
that came at you that one time while you were traveling. It was like me, KV Runo, and like
Yeah.
5 other people just dog piled on this guy for you. You were handling it beautifully. We were like, nope, and just smacking him down and attacking him. It was pretty awesome.
Get yourself a couple good
Absolutely.
fans for sure. For sure. All right. Well, Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast. That's what you've been
Just in
listening
case.
to. If you forgot, you know, just in case. Mitch, if I wanted to find you, work with you, just generally enjoy your presence.
If you want
where
to
can I
attempt
do
to
that?
enjoy my presence and maybe learn a thing or two, you can find me on the interwebs as at Beardpreneur on your favorite social media channel. And the Barham, or wow, the Barham Marketing was what I was going to say. I was trying to take part
That's
of your
me.
URL, barhammarketing.com for all of your paid ads needs. And Jake, you can have your URL back.
Yeah, you can find me at The Wizard Marketing. That's thewizard.marketing. There's no .com, which can be confusing. I'm trying to buy the .com. They want $35,000 for it, and I said,
yeah,
pound sand. But yeah, thewizard.marketing, or follow me on your favorite social at The Wizard Marketing. And if you want to learn from us chuckle fucks, you can join our mastermind at teachme4m.com. Teach me the number 4, the letter m.com. Join us. We meet every Tuesday. It's a great time. And we do a lot of learning, a lot of money making. It's a good time. Absolutely. All right. Well, until next time. Again, I'm Jake the Wizard. We're here with Mitch, and adios.
Buenas tardes.
Sayonara.